What's up everybody, Alberto Big Boost here. If you own a 2018 and up Jeep Wrangler JL Turbo, this is the video for you. I have a nice cold air intake system for the Jeep so you can finally hear the turbo spool. And on top of that, I got a charge pipe and boot kit from Mishimoto before anybody else has this. This is the first Jeep to ever have this installed other than the prototype at Mishimoto, so thank you guys for the amazing opportunity. I'm so excited to finally put the first performance upgrade to my Jeep, other than removing the muffler, which I have a little exhaust dump tube. I don't know if I ever made a video of that. And then let's get started and install this super cool setup. I can't believe how big the filter is. Just look how massive this thing is. My hand is massive, but this filter is definitely bigger than my hand. It's going to allow the Jeep to breathe so nicely. I can't wait to see what it looks like installed. Let's go to opening these boxes and we'll see what we got. Before I even proceed, you'll notice that this thing says 2 of 2. So there's 2 boxes that come with this kit. So make sure to check with your shipping carrier that they don't miss one of the boxes. So you gotta get your filter in one box. I'm guessing the other box over there has the rest of the kit. Again, this is 2018 and up Jeep Wrangler JL 2-liter turbo air intake system with a washable air filter. This is a washable air filter. This is big Johnny right here. You'll notice this other box says box 1 of 2. So this should be the intake piping kit. Let's go ahead and open this. I gotta use my fancy medical style cutting blade to open these.
Are you gonna grab it? Are you gonna do this?
Well, that's how I literally grab it, yeah. Like, peek. Oh, it's just so funny. Chip with care just for you. Aww. The intake pipe. Yeah, Mishimoto air freshener. Those smell so good.
Oh, the little penguins.
A cover here and some hoses. Let's put the box away and see what we have. So it comes with a new lid for the intake box. That's pretty handy. Let's go ahead and open that up. See what we got. I like how Mishimoto neatly packages every single thing. It doesn't get damaged. Oh, this is cool. It has a new OEM intake box upper lid. It fits the new filter. Like that. Where's my buddy? This should be the actual intake pipe. I know Mishimoto spent a lot of time and research developing the proper intake size, and they also they were doing a lot of testing, selecting the right type of resonator on this thing to make sure it has the right note and everything. So that's I greatly appreciate it from them. And then, yeah, this looks like it should bolt right up. Have our new intake coupler. Very nice silicone piece. I see it's bellowed, so it absorbs vibrations. And it's able to flex as well. Then this is like a little metal piece, some sort of vacuum manifold. And this last box, or last bag has a little hose to it. I'm gonna see which hose that goes on to. They even individually wrap the clamps. That's so nice. Guess are you gonna help me install this intake today? So you're gonna be my assisting dog today, right? He's already trying to take the stock air intake apart.
Oh, really, guys?
And assisting me with this task. Alright guys, we have all the lighting on the engine bay right now so I can show you guys a better quality video. First we're going to remove these 2 fittings that are held up to the air intake box. I'm going to use a pick, or actually no, I think just press it. Just press with your finger and it comes right off. There it goes. And the other one, same deal. press and pull. Then I'm gonna use an 8mm to remove the bolts holding the intake box. A coupler right here. And then also undo the air intake box. Oh, of course. Too much boost. So we're no longer going to be using the top intake box or, of course, the air filter. If I can grab it somehow. Still pretty clean. I have 18,000 miles on the Jeep. Filter still looks like this, not bad. This is pretty clean. Alright, now we're going to remove the clamp holding the intake tube to the turbo inlet. Then we gotta remove this little clip from here, the intake air temperature sensor, and then we switch to a 10mm to remove the bolts holding the intake pipe in place. And this concludes the stock intake removal part of the video. Now we're going to install the new stuff. Now we're going to install the vacuum port manifold onto the intake. So it goes with this fitting facing down, and then we're going to secure it to the intake box with the Allen bolts that were supplied with the kit. These are really nice stainless steel hardware. You put them through those two holes right here. And then we tighten it with a 4mm Allen key. Airbox is ready. Now another thing we can do at this point is to feed the intake filter through this. You'll notice it has this lip right here that you're gonna mount onto the intake box. And it's gonna lock like that. And don't forget the clamp, of course. Have it handy. Let's bring this over here. Then we're gonna drop it into the OEM filter box like this. Once you have it lined up, you can go ahead and install the OEM fasteners and secure the new upper box to the lower mount, to the lower part of the box. Now over here we have the stock intake and the Mishimoto unit. We have to transfer the grommets from one intake to the other. Then we remove the stock grommets from the factory intake pipe and we transfer them to the Mishimoto one. It's kind of tricky getting these rubber things out of here. You're probably gonna have to use like a tool to like kind of like push it through like this. Be sure to not pull too hard and make it break, but the good thing, since this is a new car, all the rubber parts are still very flexible. I'm gonna take the rubber bushings and install them on the Mishimoto pipe. Then you have this little metal part that you're gonna feed through the bottom. Like that. And this one right here. There you go. Then last but not least, we have to transfer the intake temperature sensor. So you pretty much twist off, remove. Then same deal on the intake, on the Mishimoto one. Kind of like goes in there and then it will twist into place. There you go. Make sure that when you install the intake temperature sensor, it lines up with this little notch right here and it's secure in place. If you don't get it all the way in, I like to use a little bit of brake cleaner on the O-ring. I don't use WD-40 because it stays on there, so brake cleaner allows the O-ring to slide in, but it doesn't stay getting everything greased up or whatever, and it keeps a clean installation. Now we're gonna install the coupler onto the intake pipe, onto the stock intake pipe, and then we can mount the Mishimoto pipe to that coupler, and then the air filter on this side. Perfect. Now we can line up, put this securing fasteners back on. Make sure to plug in your intake temperature sensor, and this little part, you stick it right here so it holds the harness neatly in place, and then we secure all the clamps before we follow to the next step. Then we have this fitting right here, which we're gonna connect this hose to feed the vacuum ports that originally go on the intake box that are now with this nice billet piece. We're gonna go ahead and put this hose through here. Make sure to put the clamps on first and then put this one on right here. Then you can go ahead and connect the factory fittings back in place. Make sure they click on like factory. There we go. Now we just have to tighten these clamps. Well guys, this concludes the intake portion of the installation. Now we have to move on to the charge pipe. With this part we have to work underneath this OEM cover.